This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 3425 Veteran Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90034. Today is September 29th, 2022. We're performing a video sewer inspection through a 4-inch ABS mainline sewer cleanout located just to the left of the front door underneath a wooden deck. This goes towards our front door. This goes out towards the front of the property. And this is the opening here to the, again to the left. There's our water pressure regulator to the house. There's an opening there. Section of wood decking gets removed and it exposes the mainline sewer cleanout that's just below that. So we're going to go ahead and throw out a camera monitor here at the top of the cleanout. And we're going to drop down and begin our video sewer inspection. So it does appear that as we drop down, it does appear that we transition into what appears to be cast iron sewer pipe. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out slowly. So it did immediately, they installed a clean out there at the bottom, and it did immediately transition to what appears to be cast iron sewer piping. So again, we're just going to continue to push out slowly. Just push out slowly, take a good look at the cast iron sewer pipe. Again, it did appear possibly that the line had been possibly hydrojetted and descaled, and as we continue to push out, we're transitioning to what appears to be vitreous clay sewer piping. It does appear to be, we'll pull back just a hair. As you can see here, we are making a transition into vitreous clay sewer piping. So it does have a little bit of an offset in that transition. So again, we're just going to continue to push out, and as we push out, we do have a belly in this area. So we're at about 15 feet 7 inches on the camera monitor. So again, we're just going to continue to push out. Make a little bit of a turn. And it does appear to be possibly a section of vitreous clay sewer piping that had been replaced with black ABS sewer piping. And as you can see here, we're transitioning back into black ABS sewer piping at 19 feet 6 inches on the camera monitor. So we do have approximately 4 to 6 foot section of ABS plastic sewer piping that has a belly in it. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. Again, we're transitioning back into vitreous clay sewer piping. So there's continue to push out. And as we push out, we do have a break. And pull back just a little bit. You can see that there at the top, there's a flow diameter crack from about the 5 o'clock area going all the way up and around to about the 6 o'clock area. But again, we do have some water running. You can see our joint just in front of us, and just behind that you can see that we do have a break. We're going to shake our camera lens a little bit just to try to clear it up a little bit, and we're going to push in just a little bit, and there you can see a little bit more. Pull back just a little bit. Right there you can see it. So again, we're just going to push in slowly, and that's at 22 feet 10 inches. So again, we'll just continue to push in. We can mark that area on the way back and pull back a little bit, and that joint appeared to be in fair condition. Continue to push out. Again, we're going to push out slowly. These joints are approximately 4 feet between the joints. We're coming up on our next joint, and we're going to pull back just a little bit more. And you can see in this area as well, and push in a little bit. It does appear that we do have another crack in this area at 27 feet 6 inches. We'll pull back just a little bit, and you can see there, you can see a crack there. It does appear to be possibly a full diameter crack. And again, we're going to push in slowly and coming up on our joint. And you can see this is our joint just in front of us. We're going to continue to push out. And again, we'll mark these areas on the way back. So again, we're going to continue to push out. And we're going to got another joint here. And again, we're going to continue to push in. And this area here does appear to have been, pull back a little bit. Does appear to possibly be a liner. So again, we're just going to continue to push in slowly. And we're going to pull back a little bit. Again, another offset in that joint there. It did appear that there was some numbers there at the top there, but it just does some marks on the top of the pipe. But again, it does appear that we do have another crack in this joint as well at 33 feet 2 inches on the camera monitor. Again, you can see that area there. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, as I mentioned, you can see that we do have a full diameter crack here, which is basically the vitreous clay sewer line pipe and fittings is broken, and it just hasn't pulled apart or shifted yet, but it is a full diameter crack. So again, we're at 33 feet 2 inches on the camera monitor. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. What we'll do is we'll push out and get towards the front of our property and possibly to our test tee coming up on the next joint. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. So again, we're coming to a stack here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull back just a little bit, and we're going to mark this area. I'm going to pull back just a little bit more. Right there. Okay, we're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at approximately 3 foot 5 inches deep on the left-hand side as you just enter the property at the front gate. You come up the stairs, and on the left-hand side there's a concrete bench, and it's just behind that concrete bench, or just underneath the concrete bench, at 3 foot 5 inches deep. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to push out. We're going to drop down. A little bit of roots coming into that joint. Continue to push out. Do got an offset in this joint. We're going to pull back just a little bit. You can see here that we do have a fairly large offset from about the 3 o'clock going up and around to about the 6 o'clock area. We go up and over that area. And as we push in, we're going to pull back just a little bit. Another fairly large offset in this area here, and again we'll pull back a little bit more. You can see the full exposure of the face of that pipe there, and you can see the entrance to the pipe. We're just pretty much oblong now, so it's not even a round opening, it's more of an oblong opening. So we're going to push in just a little bit. Continue to push in. And this area here, you can see we're up against the face of the pipe there. In that area there, we do have a fairly large offset. So again, we're just going to pause our mic here for a moment. We're going to attempt to jump up and over this area. So we're going to pause here. Okay, we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to run some more water. Okay, we went ahead and turned on a shower and running a bathtub just to try to get a larger volume of water. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to attempt to push out and get up and over that large offset. So again, we're going to pause our mic here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we went ahead and located this area. We're just on the left-hand side of the property at the front, just below or just on the inside of the property, just next to the wall. There's a partition wall or a front wall at the front of the property, and we're right just below that area. So again, you can see here that we do have a fairly large offset in this joint, and unfortunately we're unable to get up and over this area. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull back slowly, and as we pull back, we have another fairly large offset in this joint as well, from about the 3 o'clock going all the way up to about the 9 o'clock. And just in front of us, you can see that large offset, the opening there, is pretty much it's being restricted. It's pretty much an oblong opening now. It's definitely a football shape opposed to being a round. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we're just pulling back up a stack. And as we pull back, you can see in this joint here that we did have some root intrusions in this area here that were penetrating through the joints. And again, I did mention that the line did appear to be hydrojetted. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. We're coming up. And again, there's a joint there. And as we pull back, we're going to pull back just a little bit slowly. And we're going to push back in just a little bit. Right there. Oop. Okay, again, I'm going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Again, we've got another joint there. That joint appeared to be in fair condition. Again, we'll pull back. And again, in this area here, again, we do have another crack in this area. So we'll pull back just a little bit. Okay, again, we're going to continue to pull back. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. We'll continue to pull back, and as we pull back, we're going to drop down and transition back into black ABS sewer pipe. I'm pushing just a little bit more. Okay, again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as we pull back, we're transitioning back into our black ABS sewer pipe. And again, you have an offset in this joint as we pull back and transition from about the 3 o'clock going up until about the 8 o'clock. You can see we're holding a little bit of water in this area. So again, we're going to continue to pull back. You can see more water is being held in this area. So again, we're going to continue to pull back, and as we pull back, we do have it's approximately a 4 to 5 foot length of black ABS sewer pipe. We're going to push back in just a little bit, and you can see here, a little bit, right there. You can see here, this is the standing water in that area, and that is as we transition back into our vitreous clay sewer pipe. So again, we're going to continue to pull back. And again, as we pull back, it does appear that we transition back into what appears to be cast iron sewer pipe. So again, we'll just continue to pull back. Okay, again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as I mentioned, the cast iron sewer line pipe and fittings appear to have been hydrojetted. Not as much buildup, not as much scaling throughout the cast iron. So again, we're going to make a little bit of a turn. And we're going to come up and out of our clean out. And what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and switched our camera to our mini cam. What we're going to do is we're going to zero out our camera monitor here. And again, we're just going to attempt to push out. Again, we got the bathtub running, the shower running. What we're going to do is we're just going to pause our mic here and push all the way out and see if we can get up and past that large offset. So we did put a skid ball on our camera head in order to help us get up and over that area. So again, we're just going to pause our mic here and continue to push out. Okay, we were able to get our camera up and over that area. Again, another large offset there. So again, we'll continue to push out. And we're going to stop here. We'll drop down into our city sewer tie-in. So we'll pull back just a little bit, right about there, and we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area here, and we are out in the middle of the street. We are parallel with our manhole cover. We did mark it with an orange dotted paint at approximately 14 feet 9 inches deep. And again, as you can see, this is our city sewer tie-in. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to pull back. We're going to pull back slowly. We take a good look at the saddle there, make a little bit of a turn. The saddle appeared to be in fair, maintainable condition. And that joint appears to be in fair, maintainable condition. A little bit of an offset in that joint there at the top from about the 9 o'clock going up until about the 2 o'clock, but again, still in fair and maintainable condition. Continue to pull back. And that joint appeared to be in fair, maintainable condition. Again, a little minor offset in that joint as well. Again, we'll just continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. A little bit of offset in that joint there. We're going to push in just a little bit. And it does appear that we do have a crack in that joint there from about the 6 o'clock going up until around about the 12 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. We'll make a little bit of a turn. And again, we do got a fairly large gap in that joint there, as you can see, from about the 9 o'clock going all the way up and around to about the 3 o'clock area. So I'm going to push in just a little bit. And again, you can see a fairly large gap there between that joint. So again, what we'll do is we're going to continue to pull back. We're going to pull back and we're going to mark where our test tee is. So we're going to continue to pull back and identify our test tee. They're still out in the street. So again, that joint appeared to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, there's where we got stuck at. There's that large offset there. So again, as we pull back towards the property, it does appear possibly to be our test tee here at the top of the stack here. As we're pulling back, we're going to pull back. You can see up in this, as we get there, we did locate these areas on the way out. We're going to continue to pull back. Again, we're going to transition back into our black ABS sewer pipe. Again, we did take a good look at all these areas on the way out. Again, we did take a look at this area here, black ABS section of vitreous clay that was replaced with black ABS sewer pipe. And again, it does appear to have an offset, holding some water, a little bit of a belly in that area. And again, as well, we transition back into our cast iron sewer pipe. So again, we'll continue to pull back. And we'll pull up and out of our clean out. And that will conclude our video sewer inspection. I'm going to pause here.